If you're a tech enthusiast hungry for wild breakthroughs, then you need to hear this story about Mercury and gold. Imagine a world where the stuff of ancient legends and fairy tales suddenly becomes real, thanks to the power of modern science. It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but this is happening right now, in a real laboratory with real scientists and real technology. This fusion startup says they've cracked the code. They're not just tinkering in a garage, they're using some of the most advanced nuclear technology on the planet, the kind usually reserved for cutting-edge energy research or even space exploration. Their goal? To achieve what alchemists have dreamed of for centuries, turning one element into another, and not just any element but gold, the symbol of wealth, power, and mystery. But is it real science? Or just shiny hype? For centuries people dreamed of alchemy, turning everyday metals into gold. Alchemists in medieval times spent their lives searching for the mythical philosopher's stone, hoping to unlock the secrets of transmutation. They believed that with the right combination of ingredients and rituals, they could transform base metals like lead or mercury into pure, gleaming gold. Of course, back then, they didn't have the tools or the knowledge we have today. Their experiments were more art than science, and their results were, at best, wishful thinking. It always sounded like fantasy. The idea of turning something as common and as toxic as mercury into gold was dismissed as impossible, a dream for poets and charlatans. But what if that dream is finally within reach? But now, a startup says they've finally done it, using cutting-edge fusion technology. This isn't just about mixing chemicals or waving a magic wand. We're talking about harnessing the raw power of the atom itself, using nuclear fusion, the same process that powers the sun, to change the very nature of matter. It's a process that requires immense energy, precision, and a deep understanding of atomic physics. Here's the science part. Mercury and gold are both elements, but with a big difference. Mercury has 80 protons, gold has 79. That single proton makes all the difference in the world. On the periodic table, they sit side by side, but their properties couldn't be more different. Mercury is a silvery, liquid metal at room temperature, known for its toxicity and use in old thermometers. Gold, on the other hand, is solid, rare, and highly valued for its beauty and resistance to corrosion. The company claims they zap Mercury's atoms with enough energy to knock off a proton, changing its very identity. Boom. New element, gold. Sounds wild, right? This process, called nuclear transmutation, isn't just theoretical. It's been done before, but never on a scale or with the efficiency that would make it practical. The startup says their fusion reactor can do it reliably, turning mercury into gold atom by atom. It's a mind-bending idea, using the forces that hold the universe together to create wealth from something dangerous and unwanted. But not everyone's convinced. The scientific community is watching closely with a mix of excitement and skepticism. Some experts say the physics checks out, but the engineering challenges are enormous. Others worry that the company is overhyping their results, or that the process is so expensive and energy-intensive that it will never be practical outside of a laboratory demonstration. Critics say the energy needed is so huge you'd spend way more money than the gold is worth. Imagine running a machine that uses more electricity than a small city, just to make a few grams of gold. The cost of the energy, the equipment, and the safety measures could easily outweigh the value of the gold produced. Plus, there are questions about the environmental impact. Could this process create dangerous byproducts or use up resources that are better spent elsewhere? And some call it Alchemy 2.0, maybe more sci-fi than science. The idea of turning mercury into gold is so deeply rooted in our cultural imagination that it's hard to separate fact from fiction. Is this the dawn of a new era in material science, or just another chapter in the long history of alchemical dreams? But let's take a moment to imagine the possibilities. If this technology really works, it could revolutionize not just the gold market, but the entire way we think about resources and pollution. Still, imagine if it works. Picture a world where toxic mercury, a dangerous pollutant found in rivers and lakes, could be transformed into something valuable and safe. It could mean cleaner water, healthier ecosystems, and a new source of wealth for communities affected by industrial pollution. Turning toxic mercury from pollution into valuable gold could change mining, clean up our planet, and totally flip the gold market. Traditional gold mining is dirty, dangerous, and destructive to the environment. But what if we could create gold in a lab using waste materials? It could reduce the need for mining, lower the environmental impact, and make gold more accessible to people around the world. Plus, it could provide a powerful incentive to clean up mercury pollution, turning a global problem into a valuable resource. So what do you think? Is this the next big leap in science, or just another wild idea that will fade away? Would you trust gold made in a lab, or do you think there's something special about the gold that comes from deep within the earth? Would you invest in mercury to gold tech, or is it just science fiction? If you had the chance, would you put your money into a company that promises to turn pollution into profit, or would you wait and see if the science holds up? The future of gold, and maybe even the future of clean technology, could depend on what happens next. Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more wild science stories. Whether you're a believer, a skeptic, or just fascinated by the possibilities, this is one story you won't want to miss as it unfolds.